Social and Emotional Learning, or SEL strategy toolbox for my 6th grade students. Self-awareness SEL strategies. The first one is to discuss the thoughts, actions, and feelings circle. Unique to positive action, the thoughts, action, and feelings circle is an integral part to our social and emotional curriculum. It's about how thoughts lead to actions and actions to feelings, which once again to thoughts. Describe situations your students might find themselves in. Discuss how these situations might make them feel, how and what they might think, and how they might act based on those thoughts and feelings. This is a great way for students to think about their thoughts. And not only could this be used for self-awareness, it could also be used for self-management as well. Because if they have certain thoughts, they'll know how to manage those actions and take control of those feelings as well. I think that for 6th grade students, it can be kind of difficult for some to manage their emotions and feelings and thoughts. And this is a great way for them to let others know about their feelings or thoughts and how they would handle them. The other one is to keep an emotional journal. As students learn to identify and label their feelings, ask them to keep an emotion journal. For younger students, this may mean pasting emoji faces, while for older students, it might be a digital journal. Taking the time for a daily emotional assessment allows your students to understand and explore their emotions. This is a great way for them to write down and be aware of their emotions that they are feeling and what they are going through and what they can do with these emotions. I also think this could be related to both self-awareness and self-management as well, because they can add in their journal how they would manage those emotions and how would they handle or deal with them. My self-management SEL strategies. Time management logs. These logs are a place for students to track and manage their time. They can span the length of a single assignment, an entire day, or a week, whatever is appropriate. They may set a goal to gather insights into their working habits and improve them. I decided to use strategies for the 6th grade students, such as the time management logs and the rating scales, which I'm going to get to in a minute, or a few seconds in a little bit. Because they're about to go into 7th grade, and at least here, elementary schools stop at 6th grade. And when you get into 7th grade, you have more teachers, you have more assignments, and I really feel like the time management logs help the 6th grade students to keep track of everything. And they will be able to use that on into 7th grade and then in 8th grade, which here is junior high. And then they'll also be able to use it in high school and as well as into college and all through their lives. I still use time management logs for myself. The next one is a rating scale. A rating scale allows students to rate how well they accomplished a specific goal. For example, a student sets a goal to complete an assignment within a stated period. The teacher can mark off 10-minute intervals or play a beep tape. When cued, the student records whether they succeeded in focusing on their assignment during that interval. They reward themselves with a star or smiley face if they succeeded and leave their record blank if they didn't. At the end of the class, students see how many stars or smiles they earned, allowing them to rate their efforts. I think this is great for them to learn to set goals because, again, they're about to go into junior high, and more classes, more assignments, more teachers, more stuff just to keep up with. So they need to know how to rate themselves and how to reach goals that they want. My relationship skills, SEL strategies. The first one is show and tell. I honestly don't think that show and tell is just for younger kids. I personally think show and tell could be used in any grade. So students are never too old for show and tell. Help students feel that they're more than just another student by allowing them to bring something that represents them, their culture, or some activity that they enjoy doing at the beginning of the year. Plan 5 to 10 minutes each day for a few students to share what they brought until you have given everyone in the class opportunity. This is a great way to make relationships and find out things that they have in common and that they like. And it's also related to social awareness, where they're learning about other people's cultures if another student brings something from their culture, which is a great way to learn about them and who they are as a person and their background and culture as well. The next one is assign seats and change them often. We all know that that middle school students, higher elementary and middle school students, and some high school students don't always get along. But when students have opportunity to work together, they learn about each other and discover ways to work together even though they are different. Assigning seats and changing them often, they're put with different students and they're learning how to work with different people. And they're learning how to get along with different people. And they're probably making relationships with people that they did not expect to make relationships with. My social awareness strategies. Classroom service projects. Service activities are a fun and meaningful way to connect to your students to the world around them. By helping others, a class service project can also help students develop empathy. A few ideas that could be used in class is hold a clothing book, or used with a class is to hold a clothing book or canned food drives for local shelter. Visit a local nursing home as a class. Clean up litter around your school or at a nearby park. Create packages for families in need around the holidays. Raise money for your school for a charity through a bake sale. And then the other social awareness strategy is diversity stories. Reading different stories and different books about different cultures is a great way for students to learn and understand what other cultures are about and what they do and how they're different. Just because another culture does something doesn't make it wrong. It just makes it different. And it opens up to the students different options that they could do things differently. And it's a really big and important thing to learn about. Responsible decision-making SEL strategies. Class contract. One way to encourage responsible decision-making is by collaborating with your students to create a classroom contract. An effective classroom contract should contain two things. One, your expectations as a teacher, and two, your students' own hopes and needs for the school year. Putting a contract together with your students can help them feel like their voices are heard and that you're willing to listen. To make this activity interesting for your students, you can even include exciting information like class parties or rewards for meeting academic goals. It's fun and more importantly, establishes your classroom environment as where everyone's choices matter. I think that students feel more welcome and comfortable in classrooms when they help set goals and rules for a classroom. They're all working together. They're all agreeing on what should happen in the classroom for the school year. This is a great thing to do at the beginning of the school year with students. And then what would you do activity? Practicing how to make tough decisions can help your students learn how their actions affect others. Give your students a list of situations which they would have to make an important choice. Have them write down an answer to each situation by themselves. Then discuss their answers as a class. A few scenarios are while playing with your little brother, he accidentally breaks your favorite toy. What are you going to do about it? Or what do you do next about it? You see a new girl playing by herself at recess. What do you say to her? You're eating a sugar cookie and your friend asks if he can have a bite. How would you respond? These scenarios are things that happen in everyday lives of students. And it's important to bring these everyday lives that you would see in school happening and ask, how would you deal with this? It's a great way for the students to learn how to do or respond to things responsible and not to be mean or harsh to other students. And here are my references that I have used for to find some of these strategies. Thank you.